In this video, we're going to be breaking down Finn Taylor's Ask Your Mother special. How it was filmed, what looks good, what looks bad, would we have done anything different, and why was it successful? Let's go. If you're new here, my name's David at Affinity Media, and we specialise in producing stand-up comedy specials and comedy content online to help grow your audience and sell more tickets. Now, the first thing that I noticed about this special is, before anything else, with YouTube, you can see the most replayed parts of the show, and we've got 20 replay spikes throughout this entire set, which means that Finn is averaging a super replayable part of the show literally every 2 to 3 minutes. Every 2 minutes and 10 seconds is the average. This, above all else, is a sign of a great comedy special. It shows people are not only retaining their attention to watch it all the way through, but rewatching some sections. And we all know how great a writer Finn is, and this is shown in the fact that he's clearly crafting really good jokes that still sound funny a second and third time. So let's quickly break down the filming setup. We've got our main, close and mid shots from the back of the room, all standard stuff, all really nice. We then have a couple of floating cameras and handheld for those side or slash shots, as they're often called. We like to remind people the main point of these slash shots is to keep the face of the comic looking towards the camera when they walk across stage or they open up their body to address the wider audience. A small bugbear of mine is editors that just use this as another angle as a way to break up the shots. Unless the actual bit warrants it, this is all it should be used for. If you think of this as a viewer, if someone's talking directly to you and then all of a sudden they turn to the side and you're looking at the side of their face, that is a bit distracting. In this case, it's been used for the right reasons. Finn is addressing the wider room and we've cut between the main and centre angles and those slash shots. Nice job from the editor here. One thing that I did notice is this smoother moving shot from the side of stage left, cutting across the stage and over the crowd. It's difficult to say exactly what's going on here, but given that it's a smaller venue, I'm going to guess this isn't a full-scale crane or jib, but the movement suggests to me that it's actually a gimbal on top of an extended monopod. Quite a handy idea, and one that I'm sure we'll pinch for some of our comedy club recordings as well. I then really like this reverse shot that we've got in centre of stage, which looks really cool with the symmetry of the room and the beams of light either side. Because Finn blocks the main spotlight, you get this really cool partial silhouette look. So are there any suggestions or improvements? Well, in these videos going forward, I want to try and focus more on the suggestions and what we might do differently, so I'm not being super critical here for the sake of it. However, one thing I would suggest is maybe lighting up the audience that wrap around the stage so that they aren't in complete darkness. Now, this might have been intentional, but one thing that I've really liked from some of the most recent Netflix specials that have audiences at the side of stage is having them lit slightly so that we can see them quite clearly in the background and catch some of their reactions. Now, you might think that this would be distracting, but in some cases it's actually more distracting seeing a dim and distant shadow of faces in the background. Examples of this being done well would be pretty much any Dave Chappelle special. I personally would maybe have included an even closer up angle, and I think this would help some of the really small details land just a little bit better on video. For example, we got a couple of moments where Finn makes a joke and pulls this kind of, I don't know, facial expression. Finn is famous for broaching those taboo subjects in a way that not many people can, and so when we see even him question it or kind of react in such a way that makes him maybe feel uncomfortable, it hammers home the context a little bit more. More generally for comics, think of these as the little interactions that you typically have with the front row. The little glances, the little winks, raise of an eyebrow. We want to capture them on the camera as well, and it makes those subtle details land so much better. In one of these moments on Finn's special, we cut to a wide, and you can see that he's pulling some kind of facial expression, but we don't get to see the full thing. Now, these are really small details, and I got nearly 50 minutes into a 1 hour special before I thought of this, so it shows that they aren't always necessary for an entire show, but can make the biggest difference at the smallest of points. Now, if you found this helpful, first of all, follow for more, but remember that we specialise in producing stand-up comedy specials for YouTube. So if you're looking to film your next special, drop us a message.